Welcome to the video on how to sign in correctly. This is what the volunteer daily sign-in sheet looks like. These sheets are located in the sign-in binder at the sales counter. As the official record of attendance, it's important that you sign in correctly. Also, don't forget to let the attendant in the lotto booth know you are here. The lotto booth is located near the back entrance in the tap and play area. The first thing to notice is that each page is dated. Please check the date to make sure you are on the right page so that you can sign in correctly. If you sign in on the wrong page, your charity may not receive the revenue for that shift. The next thing you will see is that the information for each scheduled shift has the time of the shift identified. Again, make sure you are signing in for the correct time of your shift. This area is for the 12 noon to 2 p.m. shift. The second area has the information for the second shift of the day from 2 p.m. until 4 p.m. The third shift is from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. The next shift is from 6:15 p.m. until 8:15 p.m. Then 8:15 p.m. until 10:15 p.m. And the final shift of the day is from 10:15 p.m. until midnight. The end time may change in the future if a late night bingo session is added. This will be communicated to your bingo coordinator. Now let's practice and pretend that a charity is scheduled for the very first shift on Monday, January the 1st from 12 p.m. until 2 p.m. The first arriving volunteer has the responsibility of printing the name of their charity in the correct spot. You can see the charity for this shift is Independent Living. The first volunteer from Independent Living prints his name legibly, John Smith. Then he signs his name and writes down the time he arrived at the gaming center. John arrived at 11:30, so that's what he writes in the appropriate spot. Remember, you must arrive 10 to 15 minutes before your scheduled shift begins, so make sure you write down the accurate time of your arrival. The second volunteer from Independent Living does the very same thing. Mary Green has printed and then signed her name, and then enters the time she arrived at the gaming center. Mary arrived at 11:45, so that's what she writes down. Note that there is room for 3 volunteers for each time slot on the sign-in sheet. So if you have a trainee who is doing their shadowing shift, they can complete the third spot. The process is the same for each shift of the day. The most important thing to remember is to double check that you are on the correct day of the week and then fill out the information in the correct area for the time of your shift. This area is for the second shift from 2 p.m. until 4 p.m., so print your charity's name. Print your first and last name legibly, then your signature, and finally the time you arrived for your shift. The second volunteer does the very same, prints their first and last name legibly, then signs their name and writes down the time that they arrived. The process is the same for each time slot. Just make sure you are completing the information at the correct area. Your charity's name, the volunteer's first and last names, signatures, and time of arrival. And again for the 6:15 p.m. to 8:15 p.m. shift. The 8:15 p.m. to 10:15 p.m. shift. And the same thing for the final shift of the day. If you are volunteering for 2 shifts in a row, a total of 4 hours, you will need to enter your information twice, including the name of your charity. Do this before the start of the first shift. In this example, John Smith is staying for 4 hours, a double shift, and Mary and Shannon are staying for 1 shift each. John doesn't need to enter his time of arrival for the second shift because he is already at the gaming center. Mary and Shannon still need to enter their time of arrival. It really is a very simple process. Just make sure you are on the page with the correct date and then find the time of your scheduled shift. Don't worry if there are blank areas above yours. Just zero in on your scheduled shift time and complete that area. I hope this short video was helpful. Thanks for watching.